My name is Eve, and I'm passionate about helping do-it-yourselfers who are starting new projects to design their own landscape, have more successful garden projects, big and small, and to make the world a better place with the opportunity they have to do some landscaping. I first learned about gardening thanks to the gardening section at the library. I was 13. I was fascinated by all of the things that you could grow in your backyard. I also found it amazing that plants are mostly made up of sunlight, water, and air. I also fell in love with one plant in particular from these books. For whatever reason, California poppies. I thought they were beautiful. I loved that orange color. I also thought it was fascinating that you could eat the petals. That seemed just so magical to me. So I got some help, ordered some seeds for California poppies online, and then I planted them in little yogurt containers. When they first started coming up, that was very exciting. Then I transplanted them out into the front yard, and when I got to eat those petals off of those poppies, I was just in love. I was in love with gardening in general and the fact that this is how you can create food. Gorgeous landscapes, cut flowers, basil for pizza, forests, habitat, little stems for baby bees to sleep in all winter. The more I learned about it, the more I just fell in love. And mostly just out of sunlight, water, and air, and in collaboration with all the other forces at play. The landscaping and gardening industries work very hard to convince you that you need to spend thousands of dollars at the garden center to create something beautiful, or that your tomatoes won't grow correctly if you don't have all of the right gadgets. Obviously, if you want a giant flagstone patio, you're gonna need to spend some money. But I think my favorite thing about gardening and landscape design is that it is possible, if you partner with the plants in the space, it's possible to create something out of very little. You can do a lot with few inputs. So always mulch, some compost ideally, water, some amount of sunlight, air, and plants. And that can be seeds that you ordered online. Maybe it's some cuttings that you got from a really cool looking plant in a parking lot, or a division of a perennial you traded with a gardening friend, or something you got at a plant swap. It does not necessarily require a big budget. You're very lucky if you have access to water and soil and a clean, safe place to grow things. But it doesn't necessarily require that you spend thousands of dollars at a garden center. You don't need a big budget to create something beautiful. And I love that about gardening. And the patio you're dreaming of, maybe to start, it's just a circle of mulch. And it's serving the same purpose. It's a comfortable space to spend time in. And later on, when you have the budget, you can go in and add those flagstones. And maybe you do go to the garden center and spend some money on some cute baby plants. I also feel very strongly that a landscape is not just a decoration. The space is alive. It grows. It changes. You can learn from it. It has characteristics that should inform the layout of your design, what you choose to do in the space. And in collaboration with the space, you can do a lot with very little. This is what I hope everyone can learn about gardening and landscape design, is that with time, energy, planning, and some love for the process, the plants, and the place itself, you can create something beautiful out of mostly just water, air, and sunlight. Water, air, and sunlight, you just need to know what to do. I would love to hear about the first time you learned about gardening or fell in love with gardening. Why are you here and hoping to start a new project? Even if you've never grown something before, what has inspired you to get started? Do you have an early memory of a family member who grew things, or maybe a place or a plant that has inspired you? Please share your story in the comments below. I can't wait to read it.